Hi Cancer, welcome to your monthly tarot reading with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining me. So, before we start, I would like to bless both of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, let's see what your actions and your interactions with the world at large have to say this month. So we have the Temperance card. Okay, so this is a beautiful card. The Temperance card represents the sign of Sagittarius, and the Temperance card always talks about patience. So yes, it's spiritual alchemy, yes, it's the blending of this and that to make something else, you know, and yes, it's the process of spiritual distillation. But the main meaning of temperance actually means patience. It means being calm. It means taking your time. It means doing things in a slow and methodical way, you know. And what is the process of alchemy? Ultimately, alchemy, although it's a mystical art, is actually a scientific process. It's about changing one thing into something else by blending various different elements. In a way, you could say it's very close to like cooking, which I know something a lot of Cancerians love, because, you know, I'm a Cancer moon sign and I love to cook. I love to feed people. I love to have people in my home, and, you know, because that's, you know, that's my moon sign. That's where I get comfort from, you know, by nurturing other people, by helping them in, you know, in some way, shape or form. Now, the Temperance card is very similar to the spiritual or metaphysical version of making a cake. You need this, you know, you need butter, you need eggs, you need sugar, and you need to blend everything in precise amounts, and you need to take a certain amount of time in order to take those ingredients and combine them, and then you need a certain amount of time to bake them and to raise them into something else. So your actions and your interactions this month with the card of Temperance are asking you to be really clear on what it is that you need to create what you want. And I say that because your actions and your interactions is about what you do in the world. But the feeling that I'm getting from this is about something that you want to do. It's not about something that you want to be seen for or known for. This is about something that you want to do. And the Temperance card is asking you, do you have all the elements that you need to bring together in order to create, in order to create the conditions for you to do what it is that you want? For some of you, because like I said, Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, so this is study. You know, this would be university, it would be a course of higher learning, it would be travel abroad to, you know, a destination that you've always dreamed about. It would be you implementing a big idea that you've had for a long time, to maybe start a business, to maybe start something, you know, that's going to put you out there, that's going to put you on the path to learning or doing something completely different to what you've done before. And the feeling that I get, for some of you this will be about study, for others it will be about you know, like maybe aligning yourself to not necessarily a religious group, but maybe aligning yourself or finally seeking out the knowledge that you need in order to go down a specific path. Because like I said, Temperance is a very spiritual experience. It's a very deep experience of going through the processes that you need to go through to create the conditions that are right for you to make the moves that you want. So for those of you that want to study, for those of you that have an idea for a business that you now want to start to do, the Temperance card is asking you, do you have all the right things that you need to create the conditions that you want? And when I say that, sometimes you need support, sometimes you need financial backing, sometimes you need information. Whatever those elements are, do you have them? Because by having those elements and blending them in to the, you know, like this person here, like the angel there, I think it's Raziel, who's blending, you know, all the various different elements that that the angel needs in order to create the harmony that they want, the harmony and the peace that creates the right setting for what it is that they want, or what it is that they want to do. And that's what you're being asked this month. Do you have everything that you need to make the steps that you want to make? Okay, in your money and your materials. interesting as well, because Temperance is Sagittarius ruled, and you have you know, a fire card in the fire sector of actions and interactions. One card popped out and you get the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords in the money and material sector. So this is about you making really swift decisions. This is about contracts being signed. This is about, you know, it's interesting because Cancer's got a lot going on in their career zone, you know, or has done anyway. And the interesting thing for me about this is, you know, your money and your materials is, you know, it's your money that you earn, it's the finances that you have, it's the material things that you own. And then the Ace of Swords is about new beginnings, absolutely. So this could be a new contract for work. This could be a new job offer. This could be something that you've put your efforts into, that you've collected all of the strong foundations and the bits that you needed. And this is you then finally saying, right, okay, now I've created the conditions that are ripe for me to act. I'm now going to do so. So even though swords represent the intellect and the mind, the Ace of Swords is actually about decision. It's about actually making a final decision and going for something that you want. It's about making that decision and actually then saying, right now I'm going to walk the path towards creating this thing. So you get kind of a double hit of this energy. This is the month to go for it, Cancer. This is the month for you to really make your mark, to stake your claim. This is the time for you to stand up and be counted. So in terms of your money and your materials, the Ace of Swords also says, you know, you have the strong mind, you have a strong understanding and a strong mental foundation to achieve what it is that you want. Also, this is about you cutting your losses. This is about you know, this month is going to be very much a month where you say to yourself, I've been throwing money at this for long enough now, and you know what, I'm going to withdraw my financial support from it because it doesn't serve me, and it's actually just a bit of a, whatever it is in your life that has been a black hole of money, it's now time for you to cut that thing off. Whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, whether it's a contract for something that you haven't, you know, even used. A perfect example is, for me, my GoDaddy account is coming up for renewal, and last year I didn't even use it. I was so busy doing other things that I didn't have a chance to do it, and this month I'm actually, yeah, in fact, just yesterday I think it was, actually, this popped up, and I said to myself, actually, do you know what, I'm not going to do that, and I've now found a company that's going to create my website for me. So that's great, and that's an example of the kind of decisions that you'll be making in May. You know, you will be saying to yourself, actually, I've put enough into that in terms of money and materials, and it no longer serves me. It hasn't benefited me up till now. It's just actually been a waste of my time and money. So awesome. This is you making really hard, not hard decisions, but making firm and finite decisions, you know, and that can never be a bad thing. Interesting mix there as well, because you've got fire there, you've got swords there, which is air. Air and fire are complementary elements. You know, oxygen feeds fire, it gives it the power to grow. So that's a really strong pairing there as well. In your communications, you have the Six of Pentacles. So this is about the give and take, obviously, but it also talks about you finally owning up to something and saying, you know what, you owe me. This is interesting as well, because with Cancers, and I speak for myself too before any of you get offended, there can sometimes be a tendency to manipulate people into getting what it is that you want. This month, you won't have any time for that. You won't have, you know, it's like, I'm not here for all of this. I'm just going to tell you how it is straight. This month, whatever it, because, you know, you've got the Ace of Swords there, which is to the point. It's the directness. It's the, you know what, I'm not doing this, this and this anymore. I'm just going to say it how it is. In your communications, basically what you're saying is, if somebody owes you something, if somebody needs to step forward, or you need help from somebody and you're cashing in a favor or anything like that, this is the month for you to do it. This is the month for you to say, and it's not the month to do it in a roundabout way, or to say, you know, to make hints or whatever. This is the month for you to just be out there and open with it and say, look, you know what, I did you this favor and I'm now asking you for a favor in return. So usually The Six of Pentacles represents a debt being repaid, or you offering charity to another person, or even somebody offering charity to you. But I don't feel that. I feel, you know, especially with the cards that have come up here, this is very much spiritual alchemy, changing one thing into another, creating the situations and the firm foundation to make certain steps. This is the month where you're going to say to somebody, look, you know what? I need assistance, I want some help, and you are the person to do so. And you know what, Cancer, you will find as well, if you are this open and this honest and forthright with it, where you usually probably aren't, people will respond to you totally different, and they'll say, wow, you know what, you're usually the one that nurtures people, you're usually the one always helping and breaking your back and your neck to help other people, and now you're here just saying, look, you know what, I need or I want help. I'm down for that, I'm there for you, I'm going to help you. You know, you will be you will be surprised with how much positivity and support you will be met with if you just get really open and really honest and real with people and say, look, you know what, I need help with this and I think you're the person to do it. You might even find that people are flattered. So communication looks good. This is about you asking for exactly what it is that you want. And then finally, in your heart and your hearth, so this is your romantic situations, your friends and your familial ties. You have Libra, the Justice card. Okay, interesting. So you've got, you know, the Ace of Swords there, which is contracts, signing documents, you know, making things official. And then here in your heart and your half sector, so for those of you that are single, this will be the month where the 2 or 3 options that you've had, you know, in the background of each other, this will be the month where you make the decision between those 3 or those 2. You know, you will make a concrete decision to say, actually, this is the person that I most likely see myself going forward with, that supports and complements me as much as I do them. For those of you that are in established relationships, this is about you taking things to the next level. Certainly for those of you that, you know, if you're not that far along the path yet, this could be a marriage proposal. This could be, you know, you finally actually getting married. You know, it has a bit of a legal slant there, especially with the Ace of Swords there. This, you know, about making things official. And justice is very much that. It's the law. It's all things legal. It's partnerships. It's tying things together. It's making binding commitments. You know, so for those of you that are coupled, you know, this could be you moving in together. It could be you... you know, for those of you, like I said, it could be you getting engaged, it could be you getting married. This is making the relationship that you have with your significant other more official than it has been before. For your familial ties, this is, you know, for family and friends, this is about you choosing. This is about you being more deliberate. More importantly, it's about you being more discerning about who your inner circle is. About you know, realizing and understanding what you bring to the table, but more importantly asking yourself, what does this person actually bring to my life? You know, and a lot of people probably think like, oh, this is a bit of a selfish month. Actually it is, and that is never a bad thing. You know, when it overrides and it's about fuck you and, you know, fuck everyone else, just me, then obviously that's run away with itself. But every so often to get really honest and open with what you want and need, and say to yourself, actually, you know, this is about me now. I'm going to get a bit more selfish and a bit more self-preservational, then that's never a bad thing. You know, this is really interesting for some of you as well, because you've got this here as well going on. If somebody invites you to a charity event, if you know, if somebody close to you says, oh, you know, I want to start doing something more of a nature where I'm helping other people, jump on board, because it might actually bring you closer to some of the people that you care about. In terms of a personal sphere though, this is the time to get really more selective and more clear about who and what you have in your life, and really deciding what your inner circle is all about. And then finally, your key to the month is oh, I mean, look at that. You couldn't really ask for more than that. You get the Sun card. This, I mean, I find this really interesting because you've got double air, you've got fire, you've got earth, so you know you're fairly balanced. And then you get the sun card. The sun card is joy, it's optimism, it's open, it's warm, it's light. It's a reminder that brighter days are ahead. Whatever it is that you've experienced, whatever it is that has been a process of walking through some of the darker times, that's done now. When the sun card shows up, it says, you know what, you're in for a brand new beginning. The sun card is number 19. 1, the magician, beginning of the cycle. 9, the end of the cycle, which is also the hermit card. When you put them together, it gives you 10. The number 10 is all to do with accomplishment, achievement, attainment. It's about finally having that thing and creating something visible that you can see. This is the month, Cancer, where for all of the efforts that you've put in previously, for all of the patience that you've had, for laying the foundations to stand on, to make your moves on, for all of the decisions that were probably quite difficult for you to make, for all of the stepping up where you have to say, you know what, you owe me, I need you, I want, I have to have, you know, whatever it is that you speak up on. It's like all of the things that you do, like even in your relationships, you know, making things more official. It's like everything here to me suggests that you've been pushed into making decisions, that you've been pushed out of your comfort zone. And then finally your key to the month in the sun card says, you know what, for all of your efforts, for all of your hard work, for all of the focus and discipline you've had to exhibit, you get the sun card. Ultimate blessings from heaven, light, fun, joy, optimism, support. You know, the sun was God to all of the old religions. You know, and it's that blessing from the heavens. When whatever the sun card touches, it makes instantly better. It gives power and strength to all of these situations in your favor. That's why everyone hopes for the sun card, because, you know, just like it is in the solar system, it's the most powerful being, the most vibrant being. Cancer, I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing month and I will see you very soon. Let me know how this plays out for you. Take care.